They're making a comeback. Spinal Tap 2 is coming out.
What?
Yeah, they made another Spinal Tap.
I didn't know that. Really?
I bet Jack Black is in it. So don't worry about that. I'm sure Jack Black is in it.
Yeah. It sounds like a Jack Black thing to do.
How does he get in? He's got to be a fun guy. I think everybody is like, and what about Jack Black? Why don't we just hang out with Jack Black for a little bit?
He just like seems to say yes to everything, too. Maybe that's nice.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
People must like him.
You got to work.
Yeah.
But I would be like, I got to go to a baseball game, you know. I guess I would rather be in a movie than be on baseball, like go to a baseball game.
Then go to a baseball game or be in a baseball game. Okay, what about being in a baseball game?
Did I ever tell you about the very first time that I was cast for an acting job?
I don't know, maybe, but the audience probably hasn't heard it. So please.
So I'm living in Germany, and my partner at the time, she says that that she has this like casting agent that represents her, and he saw me at the party, and he was like, he wants to represent me too, and he just kind of like takes photos of everybody that's kind of, you know, in the creative scene around Berlin, and he just has their pictures on file or something. And I was like, yeah, because I don't want to be an actor, but like, yeah, I'll be in a book. Sure, you know, like I like to be inside. I like to be like have my photo in an office. Yeah. That makes me feel good for some reason.
In an office.
Yeah, sorry. Like meaning like somebody is like storing it. There's proof of me someplace else.
Got it.
So so I go in and I take some photos with him, and you know, like headshots or something like that. And then sure enough, like a week later, he's like, "Hey, I booked you on this casting," and I'm like, I don't want to do that. And he was like, you know, just go, why not? And so they're like, yeah, you got to go to the Vice office. I see that, and I'm like, I'm gonna be so rushed to get there because I have an office job at the time. And anyway, I take the train. I get there. I'm the last person in the room, and I look around and I see everybody in there, and they're all wearing like sweatpants and jumpers, and I'm in a suit, you know, and a really nice suit, by the way. And
well, of course.
And I look at the sides, and it's like, you know, urban, sporty, and I'm like, I call this guy and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? What am I doing here? And he's like, just stay there, read for it. What do you care? And I'm like, okay, what am I going to do to make this funny? So I think to myself, I'm just going to blow it, but I'm just going to like entertain everybody in the room, or at least try to. So I get to the, so they run through all of the names in there, and I get up there to the casting director, and she's like, all right, just state your name and tell us what you like to do. And I looked into the camera like this. I said, my name is Craig Klein. I do drugs and listen to music. And I thought I'd get a laugh. And nobody in the room laughed. And the casting director was really bothered by me. Really, really, really annoyed. And then they want us to do a scene, so they pair us up with somebody, and the guy is that's paired up with me is fucking annoyed. And so they go, you're at a bar, you know, and you're hanging out, and Michael here, he's going to walk in and he's going to see you, and you guys are going to reunite. And so he walks in, and I'm sitting at, you know, a fake bar, and he's like, hey, Craig, is that you? And I was like, you're the motherfucker that stole my bike. And I thought I'd get a laugh.
Craig.
And nobody laughed. So I leave and I get on the train and I go to meet my friend who is just arriving in the city and for dinner. And when I get out of the train, I have all of these messages and or, you know, calls from my fucking agent. And I call him back and he's like, what did you do in there? And I'm like, dude, don't send me out to any of this thing. I don't want to do this shit anyways. And he said, no, they want to see you tomorrow. Can you go to the office, back to the offices again tomorrow? I don't know what's going on. And I was like, oh God, what did I get myself into? So the next day I go there and it's just the director there. And I'm like, what's up? And he was like, hey man, so like you weren't what we were looking for at all, but we saw you and we thought we'll just write a new script.
Oh my, wow.
Mm-hmm. And so they were like, do you think you could play this like lead guy, this like like guy who throws parties and dresses in extravagant costumes? And I was like, yeah, I think I can do that. And so so they write this. It's an Audi commercial. It's
they essentially saw you immediately, like just from your audition. They like rewrote the commercial for you and essentially saw exactly who you were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful.
And so like we have to shoot these scenes all over Berlin. Like I'm taking them to like vintage stores and I'm like pulling out clothing for them, and we're driving around in the Audi and we're going to this other place and then this other place. And then the last scene is that we're at this like costume ball and we're having a great time, and you know there's this, you know, whatever. Anyway, we shoot that scene first, okay? And so it's the first time everybody's meeting everybody. And so it's this, they have this old Berlin apartment, giant ceilings, like a cathedral in there, and this big like king's table. And it's just covered in like champagne and candles and, you know, fruits and all this stuff. Right. And we're all sitting around and we're all in these costumes that we picked out. I'm in this like old wool, you know, tuxedo, and I'm sitting next to fucking Aladdin Zane, David Bowie, and you know, it was like 12 different characters all around. And when I got into my wool, and so we're sitting around this table and they're lighting everybody because they just want to like do like a close-up shot of everybody sitting at the table, like doing their thing. Right. And so it's taking forever. And I'm like playing around and like, you know, leaning back. I don't know anybody and everybody's speaking German anyways. And I'm in my pocket in the costume. And when I got out of my street clothes, I just threw everything into my pockets on my costume. And I realized that I had 2 really good hits of ecstasy in my pocket. And so I remember touching them with my fingers and going like, why would you even think about doing that? And then the next thing you know, they're in my mouth and I drink the champagne and then like immediately I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You have never acted before in your entire fucking life. And now you're just taking ecstasy. What are you doing, man?
Now you're just taking ecstasy.
And I'm starting to fucking sweat, and I look, and then I swear to God, this is true. And then I look to the David Bowie guy, and that's looking like exactly like David Bowie and Aladdin Sane, and I go, hey man, you think it's a good idea that I just pop some MDMA? Just thinking at least I'll get a laugh, and I'll have somebody on the mission with me, right? And he goes, what the fuck did you do? And I was like, oh, wrong guy to fucking tell. Oh, no. So we're sitting there, and time is going on, and I'm like, oh my God, it's going to kick in. And the wool costume and me in a state of panic, I think sped up the entire situation. And so like, I'm sitting there like, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, Jesus, what? Oh my God, where am I? Oh my God, what am I doing? And then the director comes over to me and he goes, hey man, this is taking too long. You think you could just jump up on the table and like do a toast to everybody? And I was like, I don't know, dude. I really don't know. And he was like, just try it. And I was like, okay. And so he gets back and they get set. And like, I'm like, like stay awake, dude, stay awake. And he goes, all right, action. And I jump up on the fucking table and I kick one of the fucking chickens off the table and I go, this is to fucking everybody. And I do some, like fucking Macbeth bullshit. And he goes, I think we got it. Yeah, that was good. That was great. We got it. And so, okay. I'm sorry, this is a long story, but it's a good one. So
yeah, it's the best.
A week later, I get my second acting gig. Okay. And this one, a similar story. I won't get into, but like I show up to the casting and I have no notes. I didn't.
Do you ever get a laugh?
Yes, I did get a laugh.
Okay.
So I show up and every dude in there is like long haired and he's got a guitar with him. And I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And I didn't bring a guitar. And so when they call my name, I walk in. And there's this really beautiful, like so beautiful dude, looks like a beautiful Slash, right? Like a fucking gorgeous Slash. And he's walking out and he's like, you don't have a guitar? And I was like, I didn't know. And he goes, you can use mine. And I'm like, what? I don't play guitar. So then I got in front of them and they're like, yeah, just play a song, whatever you want. And I was like, so I.
Wait, could you tell like the vibe or anything?
Like they're all so sterile and like the people there don't give a fuck, you know what I mean? And they're just annoyed, they've been listening to people sing all fucking day. Yeah. And now I'm in there. So I do a shitty nasally version of You Belong to Me by Bob Dylan, like you belong to me, whatever. It was a parody at best.
Okay.
And it's one of the only songs that I really know how to play on guitar. And I did get a laugh, but we all knew that I wasn't getting that job. Well, I booked the job, and it was for Kinder Bar, which is like the Snickers of Europe, right? And I'm a busker out on the street. They made CDs with my face on them and everything. And I had fucking wild. And
I can see you being great for that part. Yeah.
And I'm out there and I'm busking and this beautiful woman walks by and I'm looking at her, wanting some money, obviously. And she hands me a Kinder Bar and I reach out for it and I say, "Oh, Donka." Exactly like that. "Oh, Donka." Okay. Wow. So this is where these two things tie together. Okay. So that, you know how at Snickers bars they started selling them, and they had like not Snickers written on it. It was just a word like intelligent. I probably didn't do that, but like sporty, athletic, or something.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
makes more sense.
Instead of a Snickers or whatever, right?
Huh. Okay.
Well, they were doing the exact same thing with Bueno bars. It didn't say Bueno on it. It said, or Kinder bar. It said whatever, any word, a number of words. And I didn't know which one I had in my hand because I'm not German. So then the Audi commercial comes out, right? And they when they're introducing everybody, they're clipping through, and the one that it's like one of the girls, it was like the sporty one, and it was like the smart one, right?
Sure.
And then
all the Spice Girls.
Right. And then when it got to me, like it stilled me, like holding up a piece of clothing. I have glasses on. I'm like, this one, and it says the genius. Okay. Which is really saying something, considering like the debacle of that entire commercial.
Interesting.
Then when the Bueno commercial comes out, the candy bar that I'm getting, it's written on genius.
No.
Yeah, that's a true story.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, look them up. They're out there somewhere.
Are they?
Yeah.
Do you know where to find them?
No. No, I don't.
Okay.
No, I don't. I mean, they were big. They were big campaigns. People would just see me on the train and they'd go, "Oh, don't go."
Promise, we're gonna find them. We will find them, and we will play them for all of you.
I really hope you can find them. I really, really, really hope.
Between me and Chris, I think we have the skills to find it.
I really hope you do, because when you see like how real this is, how shocked,
I can't wait.
How shocked I was. And then I realized that like the only 2 times in my life where I didn't stress out because I didn't want it at all, and I just did me, I won the top prize. That beautiful curly haired gentleman, he should not have given me his guitar. I took his job. He should have been him. He did a casting call at night in fucking winter in Berlin. I remember it was raining. I remember I was so annoyed. I'm like, why am I fucking walking in the rain? And he waited after he was done for me to be done so that he could have his guitar back. He gave me his number too. He was like, let's hang out. And I don't think I ever did.
Yeah. That checked
I should have. What a mensch.
You came to a pretty profound place there at the end of this thing, that the 2 times that you didn't want the thing, you got the top prize just by being you.
Because I was being myself.
Yes, that's the place I didn't want to move swiftly past that.